Hey, what's up? This is February the 2nd, 2026, coming to you on the channel of Death is Not a Death Sentence. Coming to you with some motivational speaking. Hopefully it can resonate with someone. Can you please press thumbs up, please subscribe. It'd be very greatly appreciated. Let me get into the topic. The topic is going to be about you want a wife or a husband with privileges, but you don't want no commitment. And the reason why I chose this topic is because let's talk about it because a lot of people's in situationships and everything like that, but they're getting everything that they want. Is if you were married or you were in a relationship, if you're being someone maid or laundry attendant or you know sexual needs partner, if you're babysitting kids that don't even belong to you, all because you just think this person just is going to love you one day, and y'all going to be committed one day and all this other stuff. You giving out money, you paying bills, um you're doing everything you would do if you were committed to them, but yet instead you have no commitment. You don't have any of that, but they want you to act like a wife or a husband when you don't have no commitment, but they want all the perks, they want everything. So I mean, think about it though. I mean, like the old saying also says, like, why buy the cow when you get the milk for free? If they're getting everything that they want, then why would they want to commit? If they're getting everything that they want anyway without a commitment, they could still go do whatever they want to do. You can't like really, trip out on them and be like, hey, listen, why are you talking to that girl, or why are you talking to that dude? Because guess what? They're free to do whatever they want to do. It doesn't really matter, on how you feel about it because you're not committed. So you have to accept it. And then you got situationships where they sit up there like, okay, well, we're not together, but we only mess with just one another. That is so false because guess what? That's just another way for them not to be committed to you. If you guys are just going to be monogamous between one another, then why not a commitment? Why not? Because you know why that person don't want a commitment? It's because they still want to do what they want to do with no consequences, with no accountability, with no responsibility. They want to be emotional unavailable to you. When a person puts you in a certain category and that you're not even worth being in a commitment with, but yet instead you'll notice when you stop dealing with them, they just go find the next person, the next victim, I'll call, for them to be with, and that person could be worse than you. They can look worse than you. They could be bigger than you. They could be smaller than you or whatever. Because to be honest with you, when you in a situationship or whatever. It don't, a lot of people think, oh, well, I look better than her. I look better than him. I mean, I'm prettier or I'm buffer or I look better. I'm a better looking man. I'm a better looking woman. Listen, or I'm smaller than her. She's big and, or he's bigger than me, or he's small. He's a tiny little, scrawny dude. I mean, and listen, it really doesn't matter what you look like because people choose whatever they're going to choose. It don't matter if you could be the finest thing on earth. You know what? It doesn't really matter because if people want to go do their own thing, trust me, looks and size don't have anything to do with it. So stop thinking that, oh, okay, I gotta be this 120-pound woman, or I gotta be this big buff guy, or, I gotta get this $100,000 a year job, or maybe a $300,000 job, or I gotta get my money up. I gotta get the baddest, nicest car, the baddest, nicest house. I mean, because to be honest with you, it's rich people that are lonely, that are sad, that have been cheated on, that have been drugged through the mud, cannot find a commitment to save their lives. We got a lot of celebrities out there that's not committed to anyone, would love to be committed to, but they going through the same thing that everybody else is going through. And so yeah, I mean, don't sell yourself short. I mean, why give up everything and you have no commitment? Why act like a wife? Why act like a husband when you don't have no commitment? And it's a lot of times it's always one-sided. You're giving more than what they're giving you. you know I mean, maybe you're doing a whole lot more than what they're giving you. So to be honest with you, a lot of times they want to really deal with you because of what you could bring to the table, but they don't want to be with you. They don't want to be with you. Then when you bring up topics like that, they think something is wrong with you. They think that you're being too needy, or you already knew what it was. And I mean, let's just go with the flow. Hey, listen, newsflash, You can't go with the flow for years, okay? You can't go with the I think a person should know whether or not they willing to build something with you less than 30 days. I mean, not being a commitment, but they should know whether or not they want to push forward and get them moving towards on whether or not they want to build something with you. Not 6 months, not a year or anything like that. So if a person is not building closer to a commitment after a month, then you know what? They're not. They're not because they're not ready. And to be honest with you, when you get to a certain age, it's not it's, you're not trying to make nobody ready that's not ready. If you don't come ready, then you know what? You got to move on to somebody that is, because life is too short to be sitting around waiting and twiddling your thumbs thinking that, hey, listen, maybe one day they'll come around, and then you'll notice when they not committed to you, you get less calls. You don't really probably even get calls. You probably get calls probably once a week, twice a week. You probably your texts get unanswered, or or when they get bored, they might call you, or they'll start doing weird stuff like you know saying stupid stuff like, hey, listen, you're mine, you belong to me. You be like, hey, listen, I'm not yours. You ain't gonna never leave. But to be honest with you, you never was there because they are not committed to you because they never showed up for you. One thing about people who don't want to be committed and they still want the privileges is because they tend to think you won't go anywhere and you're going to always accept that. And they're very good manipulators. So while they want a acting wife or a husband with no commitment, just understand this: they're comfortable with that. They've been doing this for a long time. And trust me and believe me, when you leave, they're going to find another victim to do it to. And to be honest with you, they're going to treat them the identical same way. Do they have some type of accountability, remorse, or anything like that? You could be the best person to them. You could be the best female, the best guy, or whatever to that person. It does not matter on how good you treated them. You could be the best man. You could be the best woman they ever had in their lives. But you know what? When they don't want to commit to you, that's it doesn't matter what you do. Anyway, guys, I'm gonna wrap this up, and I hope this resonates to somebody. Y'all stay strong out there. Please don't sell yourself short. Just understand your worth. And if they don't want to be committed to you and want wife and husband privileges, trust me, it's always somebody out there that's willing to give you what you want. Do not settle. Do not settle, and do not let them breadcrumb you in no type of way. If they can't give you what you want, then you know what? I suggest you just move on. If not, I'm going to pray for you. Jesus love everybody. And thank you guys for listening. And please subscribe and like the video, please. And I'll talk to you guys soon. All right. Bye.